Hi, welcome to my bookworm sanctuary. I'm Bianca. Today I wanted to quickly go through some werewolf recommendations for you. So these are going to be werewolf wolf shifter recommendations. Basically, so far this year I've read quite a few actually, I think, werewolf shifter books. But I basically just wanted to recommend, I think I've got 5 for you that I really enjoyed. I guess we'll start off with Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright. So I've only just recently read this. I really enjoyed this. This was fun. Tyrant and Trey. And Tyrant basically is being forced to marry this douche by her father. And she doesn't want to marry him. And then she's basically being kidnapped by Trey. And Trey and Tyrant make this sort of arranged marriage pact thing, and they've decided they're going to mate and for a limited time to help Trey's pack, because Trey's got some problems with his uncle at the moment and he needs Taryn's father's pack's support. It's the whole thing. I really liked this. I really enjoyed this. I think the banter that Taryn has with Trey's grandmother is hilarious. And yeah, I really loved this. So Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright. Really recommend it. And then I recently also read Tempting Visions. You're probably going to get really sick of me talking about this. But I really liked this. I really did. So basically with this one, Kiva, just watch the trigger warnings for this one too. Unfortunately, there is some infant loss, and the fact that Kiva had been held captive for the last 5 years. And basically, she's just escaped the pack that's been keeping her for about 5 years. And they've been slowly destroying themselves over her. And so when she's fished out of the water by, what's his name? But basically, Liam fishes Kiva out of the water, or his pack does, and Liam realizes pretty quickly on that the pack, a rival pack, has pretty much destroyed themselves over her, and so he's curious about that, and at the same time he's attracted to her and is slowly starting to realize she might be his mate, but he doesn't trust her as far as he can throw her. And a lot of nuts things happen in this, but just be aware, infant loss on page, so just be kind to yourself. Don't touch this if the trigger warnings are too much. But look, I really loved it. I just thought the whole world was interesting. I thought Keith and Liam were interesting. I loved this book. Then I wanted to mention, with these, I read the Tyrant's Alpha's Rejected Mate, I think late last year. And basically with this, I really enjoy this. I think it's a great series. It's a rejected mate, and it's based around the 5 packs. And in this instance, Killian is the alpha, and he's a little bit of a tyrant, but he is trying to make changes in his pack. And Una is a lower in the pack structure, and she has a leg that doesn't quite work right, and because of that everybody thinks she's weak. But she's trying to get independent, which isn't necessarily really allowed for her. Anyway, she ends up going into her heat very publicly and goes to claim Killian, but Killian rejects her. And for Killian's part, he basically is like, I don't know why she did this to me. If she was my mate, I'd know. And it's him slowly starting to realise what Una means to him grovelling, and I loved this. I really did. I thought this was fantastic. So I went into the second book, which is Upside Down. Go Bianca. So with this one, The Heir Apparent's Rejected Mate. This one I really loved too. So Rosie and Caddock. So Caddock is the heir of the pack, and he is a separate pack to Killian's pack, but they're in the same area. Anyway, basically Rosie is part of the community of wolves that are, I don't know how to put it, like they're not very, they don't have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of resources, they're not given a lot of resources, and they're kind of been just, her and her people have been just, but they're content with what they've got as well. But yeah, anyway, Rosie's community is really, really cool, and I liked the whole structure there. Rosie and Caddick, basically, she obviously claims him, and it's them. Caddick, he is a bit of a dick, let's be honest. And then about halfway through the book, him and Rosie finally get together, and this is not giving anything away. It says on the back that there's a pregnancy involved. But it makes it sound like the pregnancy is very early on in the book. It's not. It's like halfway through. I really enjoyed that. And, her leaving because of that. And then Caddick just realizing what Rosie means to him, and how to move forward. And I just loved everything about this book too. I really did. And then the last book I wanted to recommend, the Lone Wolf's Rejected Mate. So for this one, it's Mari and Dara. I may be pronouncing his name wrong. No, I know I am pronouncing his name wrong, but basically, Mari's quite young, but Dara is a lone wolf. He's a little bit of a recluse. He's with the pack, but he's not with the pack. It's this whole thing. And basically, Mari starts to realise he's her mate, and they obviously get together, and then he rejects her completely, and she's devastated. And then fair few years later, I think it's like 5 years later, she decides to move on. She needs to move on. He's never going to claim her. He's never going to do anything. So she just needs to get over him and move on. So she tries to do that and ends up getting kidnapped. And Dara, Dara ends up going after her. And there's this whole thing with these heinous humans who are using the wolves as prey for hunting trips. For rich humans, they spend X amount of money and is able to hunt a werewolf and his mate. Yeah, really bad. So there's that whole thing going on, and he comes for her, and I just think it is poor Mari. And just watch this because, yeah, there a couple of trigger warnings, but I loved it too. I thought it was great. But yeah, that was basically all the books that I thought I'd quickly recommend to you. And if you have any wolf shifter books you wanted to recommend me, please let me know. I think they're one of my favourites next to vampire romances. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.